we are very different in the sense that
Yes.
I let's just remind everyone, I would walk away when I could not cope anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You would stay and you would literally juggle all of the balls to keep everybody happy. So so bearing that in mind, when does a person know that enough is enough? Because I have a theory, and my theory is that people who are neurospicy. Should we do that? Should we do neurospicy today? I like that term. Let's do neurospicy.
That's what Gary Meikle calls it all the time. I hope I've said his name right. Gary Meikle is a comedian. So,
okay.
Yeah, neurospicy.
Don't do names.
Anyway.
Well done, Gary. What I'd be very interested to know is your thoughts. I believe that ADHD opens up to people suffering abuse. And I'm not saying that's the only reason they're suffering abuse, but if you keep telling yourself it is you, it is not them, it is you, and that voice is loud in your head, I need to change, I need to adapt so that they do not act like this towards me, whether it be physical, whether it be emotional, coercion, you know, how do you stop that? How do you stop that voice if you're experiencing this? And one of the reasons that I do walk away is that my mum did this. She did this a lot, and she would absolutely make decisions based on, I can help that person if I just stay in their life, you know. And I was brought up, and even into adulthood, oh, if you just don't say anything right now, then that will be fine. And actually, if you just say sorry, I'm sure that it'll make the whole situation better, when actually the problem may not have been me at that time.
Sure.
It may have been the person delivering the abuse, because actually, you know, I am probably the last person in this world that is going to experience abuse, because I will run for the hills. I will know when I'm being gaslit. I will know when I'm being coerced. No one will physically touch me. I would run. And I believe I am the anti because of what I witnessed.
Yes.
And because of what I witnessed, at what point do people say, actually, I'm no longer going to be that doormat, or I'm no longer going to be physically, emotionally, whichever type of abuse, I'm no longer going to put up with this behaviour, because actually it's not me. When do you tell yourself it is not me? Because don't forget, you're telling yourself it's you, but also I wouldn't mind betting that the abuser is actually helping with that. They're actually probably saying it's you as well.
100%. I think that's totally right.
So that it just leads me to think, you know, if you pick up in the wrong type of relationships, which actually, when you have ADHD, we've all been in the wrong type of relationships.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I look back on a lot of relationships and think, how have I managed? I remember when I was in my teens and things like that, you know, sort of my mum saying to me, why do you always end up finding these blokes that need to be fixed?
Yeah.
How are there that many broken
really
blokes around?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, hey, just bring them to my workshop because I can fix it. But I can't.
But we're not saying that all broken people are abusers.
Oh, no.
You know, you were lucky enough, let's just say, you've not been abused.
No.
But you would find people that you would want to adopt and want to bring into your life.
Yeah, and for whatever reason, it might just have been a period in their life that they were going through, a bad time, or when we were, obviously, like I'm talking teens, late teens, they maybe just started uni, or they'd fallen out with their parents, and it was like, oh, it's okay because I can make it better.
Yeah,
all of that. I mean,
that
just simple things.
Yeah.
There was a couple of incidents with slightly bigger things, but they were generally simple things.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would just be who they were, of just really bad attitude towards people and just using people. And I just found myself in this situation too many times that hey, you know, I can fix you. It's fine. Like over empathizing, which I empathize way too much anyway
Okay,
with
yeah, yeah,
people.
yeah.
But in relationships, that's quite dangerous because people can, if they are of that ilk, can get away with murder. Not literally, but it's, well, I guess, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
this is the
actually.
thing, right?
No,
It's
you're
it's
right.
not our world, but
No, you're right.
it is people's world.
You're right. No, you are
It's
right. They
quite
can
it's
literally get
quite
away
a
with murder.
worry. Yeah.
But there is that element of, with me, there would be a certain level that I'd go, and I think it would be kind of like a response mechanism in me to make sure that I can move on. No, I need to move on. Not I can, I will, I must.
Okay, so you did have some sort. I mean, you obviously
It took a
tolerated a lot,
long
but
time.
you have an
A
inbuilt.
long
Yeah,
time, and I think then as I've grown as a person over the years, etc., then it is kind of developed into probably not really having very much patience in meeting people at all.
no.
Because it's kind of gone to, all right, okay, next.
Yeah,
Bored now, right? Okay, oh, you're one of them, right? Go, no.
you'd be a great speed dating friend, right?
No, I hate it.
Oh,
I hate it, like with a passion.
that'd be so funny
No,
to
it's
watch.
awful.
It would be funny to
No,
watch.
because I still empathise too much with people, and speed dating is like my idea of hell.
Okay.
Because I'm like, oh, is that right? Oh, next. Oh, hello, yeah. Oh, next. And I come out going, oh my God, I'm exhausted. Did you meet anyone nice? I don't know.
No, I need to think about this
I
for
need to think
300
about them all.
years. Yeah.
And no.
No.
Do you know what? I'm better off just sitting here myself.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really weird situation, but I can look back and see some really relationships that probably could have got quite naff and nasty had there not have been a moment of some sort of clarity, self-preservation that suddenly went, okay, I need to not be here anymore.
Good. Yeah.
I mean, it took a long time,
Yeah.
and it took a lot of crying and a lot of like, why me? Why me? But again, it was like, why me? It wasn't me, actually.
Yeah, yeah, but actually, when you have RSD, there are levels that of empathy where actually it's always going to be you,
and I think
you never quite believe that.
There's an element of those people as well that they find that chink in your armor, or as I would always refer to it, the chink in the armor, or they would press the right buttons that would then make the RSD start to steamroll.
It's almost as if they know, they can sense it. And
even though I had none of those words in my dictionary or vocabulary way back when, that's exactly what was going on.
Yeah.
You know, that the RSD would suddenly just go bang.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm so terrible. I'm this, I'm that. I've done this, I've done that. I've not done this. I've not done that. I should make more of an effort to do or not to do. All of that. So yeah, it's massive. That's a massive, massive thing.
Yeah, I think RSD can be very damaging, and I'd love to hear. I'd love to do another episode on it, and I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Definitely,
love to hear your thoughts
and your experiences if you've had experiences.
And your experiences, in terms of positive and negative, and give us some feedback. How have you overcome that voice in your head? How have you quietened down that voice? Because actually sometimes I just wish I had an off switch.
Absolutely. I think it's probably worth just saying RSD stands for Rejection, Sensitivity, Dysphoria. So it's a big long term. And there's a lot of research being done on it at the moment, and it's fascinating. It's actually fascinating. But yeah, like Emma says, if you have had experience of that or any funny stories even, then please do let us know.
So I want to tell the viewers about the new section to our shows.
Yes.
And this was your idea, so I think you should announce it.
So So we were going to have this new section, and it is called, just asking for a friend. I mean, we know you don't really, but it's your way of, those kind of little bit maybe awkward or not sure who I want to talk to about this type things that you want to let us know. And actually, we have had some amazing messages, haven't we?
That's right. Yeah, no, absolutely. And we announced it on our socials just a couple of days ago, actually, ready to come here with to the studio. And we've had questions firing in. We can't do all of them, but we've chosen 2 questions to discuss during this section of the show. Shall I do the first one, read it out, and we'll discuss it?
Absolutely.
And you do the second one. So basically, if you'd known at a much younger age that you had ADHD, do you think that... What did they say to me? Let's have it. Why did I not bring my glasses?
I have no idea. Would you like me to read it out?
No, it's fine. I'm getting there. Okay.
Could be a
Do you think it would have helped knowing at a much younger age that you had ADHD? How do you think you would have modified your behaviours, basically? Do you think?
I think it would have been really helpful to have probably understood a lot of the stuff we've just actually talked about.
Yeah, sure.
To be honest, the RSD side of things, the kind of masking to fit in everywhere I went, to the point that, you know, I would literally be talking like everybody. 10 minutes before I hadn't.
Yeah.
You know, all of those things which were just seen as quirky. Quirky little thing when I was a kid. Quirky little thing.
Yeah, I get
quirky. But I think for me, it would have explained a lot as a kid, but I think it would have helped me a lot in the early days of my career as well. I've just understood how my brain is working and why I deal with things the way I do. And when somebody is trying to, you know, give me, you know, feedback that to improve things, etc., it's not, oh, they don't like it. Okay. They hate it.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I've got to do that entire thing again. They hate it. It's not that.
Yeah. I think for me, understanding that my brain was too busy, and maybe if the world had been a different place back then and we'd known what we're starting to learn now, because I still don't think
we've got a long way to go.
Accept enough. I think if I'd been given coping techniques back then to deal with the noise in my head, basically. I mean, for a period of time, I could never sleep at night, and my mum would just say I was a night owl, and she'd put us both to bed, my sister and I. I'd be on the top bunk, she'd be on the bottom bunk, and then once my sister fell asleep, which was very, very quickly, I would then be gotten up again, and I'd go downstairs and I'd sit with my mum, and I'd watch nighttime TV with her, you know, often Dynasty or Dallas, you know, shows you how old I am. But looking back, the reason for that is I would lay awake for hours, and I would lay awake thinking the most awful things. And there was a period of time where that stopped, and it was because I would ask if she could play me music at bedtime, and I would fall asleep. Weirdly, bearing in mind it would have been through the summer as well. Elvis Presley's Christmas album, White Christmas.
Of course. What else would you want in the middle of July?
Exactly. But for some reason, it soothed me into falling asleep. It stops the noise in my head, because all I could hear was the music and the words. And it really, really helped. And I think that would have been a massive thing if I'd had some sort of coping method, whether it be meds, whether it be techniques to stop that. It would, or support even. You know, I
think it's the understanding, isn't it? It's the understanding.
You know, because when you
think,
but also I was the kid that wasn't getting to sleep and still getting up. And I was very good at getting up. So I probably actually never have had enough sleep. And the other thing that would have been really, really helpful for me is, again, like you, career choices. I would flip from one idea to the other. 1 minute I'd be a lawyer, the next I'd be an artist, then I'd be a writer. And can I just say that I was a perfectionist, and I would always be so good at school as to what I applied myself to. But if I'd been able to apply myself for a long amount of time to create that, you know, that persona, who knows? I mean, I identify as an artist now, but who knows where I'd be if I'd done that from a very much younger age, you know. And yeah, it does make me think. I wish I had known.
I know there's a part of me that I was very split between science and creative arts when I was little. and not so little. And right up into my A levels, I was doing science and creatives, creative subjects, which used to mind boggle my teachers.
Mm.
They were like, "Well, just drop the science." I'm like, "Hey, no." Like, but what? What are you planning to do with biology? Like direct biology films? Well, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. And my fascination with that continues, and
Yeah.
always will do.
Yeah.
Always will do. I've done forensic science courses as an adult because I'm fascinated by forensic science.
Yeah.
And it has helped actually in filmmaking because I was able to point out that somebody's brain blood splatter was wrong.
Yeah, there you go.
I can say that the special effects guys were actually quite scared of me from that point onwards.
I think I'd be scared of you.
Wow, she actually knows where her brain should be on the wall.
Yeah, no, that's scary.
But look, there you go. Look, that's one of my super talents. Okay, I don't like telling people about that, but there you go. You all know now.
What about question 2?
Sometimes I think I have a lot of ADHD traits, and then other times I seem to be the opposite. Is it worth me asking about an assessment or not? I generally feel my life has always been a me versus them situation, or do I just come from another planet?
That's really interesting. So I would be interested to actually go back and say to this person, what are you classing as ADHD traits? Because I, for one, have this persona of busy, multiple projects. I come on here, I have a lot to say, but equally I need my quiet time. All right. And
exactly the same.
I love the quiet time. I love it when I can just put on a box set. Do we still call them box sets now? Put on a TV series or music, and I can switch the noise off in my head, and I haven't got to worry about anyone else around me because this counterbalances. So I need the quiet time as well. So, and they're the days where I find I cannot physically do a thing.
Yeah.
I have the busy, but I also have the really, really down times. I can't do a thing. And for me, that is all ADHD. You're one or the other. There's no middle ground. And I would question that. I would question, what are you saying is not an ADHD behaviour?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I think a lot of things that I've realised is what is now termed as inattentive ADHD. So, and that's things that, when I was a kid, I would be like, out the window for, I went to school right next to the sea, which didn't help.
Okay, nice.
Lovely. But I would literally be in the library or English class going, at the sea, which really didn't help. Instead of Hamlet, it was like, oh, waves are big today.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of that. Dreaming. All my reports. Lara is the class chatterbox, the class social animal. There we go again. And also a daydreamer. So it's quite interesting because that then definitely doesn't fit the ideology that most people have of what ADHD is, for example, in terms of, hyperactivity, as in little boys who run around throwing chairs at teachers and kind of just being all over the place and just hyper.
But those little boys will then give them a screen.
Yep.
Which is a screen nowadays. Back in my day, it was a book.
Yep.
Give them a screen, and they will literally be glued to it for as long as you let them.
Yep.
So actually, that's their downtime. So it's the same, but in a different box.
And the intensive moments of utter, I am so ultra uber focused on this that a bomb could go off behind me, and I'd still be focused on whatever it was I was doing. And then other times I need to be there needs to be a party going on around me before I can even look at that document or read something. It's really tricky.
Yeah.
It's very tricky. So if you're in doubt, then there are loads of the sort of ADHD assessments online. There's some really good ones, actually. There's one through I forget what they're actually called. It's like the official ADHD Society type thing. and you can do one on there, and that's going to give you a pretty good inkling.
But Google would be your friend on that,
Yes,
right?
definitely
Yeah.
Google.
And actually, in terms of formal assessment, I know that Lara and I very, very much differ on this. I don't need it for me. I would probably need it for my wider world to understand me better, because they understand diagnosis, a formal diagnosis. But for me, I know me, I know what I'm about, I know my research, and I'm quite happy not to have a formal diagnosis. However, you're very different, aren't you?
Very much. I mean, I've chosen the path that I would like a formal diagnosis, not necessarily for any medication reasons, because I might, if that comes through as a true diagnosis, then I won't be probably seeking any medication. It's, for me, it really just puts my mind at rest that actually all of the above is true. You know, everything that we've just discussed is sort of like, okay, there was a reason for these things. There was, and you know, a lot of people will say, well, why do you need that? Why do you need to be verified? Why do you need a blue tick? You know, and it's just, for me, it just satisfies that curiosity that I have of, you know, and I think I said it in the last podcast, you know, that's what's actually going on, or am I just bonkers? Simples. And I don't think it's necessarily bonkers, although that does come into it.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, I mean, definitely I would do your research. Definitely look up what you think an ADHD behaviour is, especially in women, because actually it does differ, and that is all down to hormonal balance or imbalance, depending on where we are in life. But don't just assume that what you think you know is a behaviour. It is that's it in its entirety. It could be a lot of background stuff that you didn't even realise.
Yeah, I've been quite surprised the more I've researched into it in the last few years. I've been actually quite shocked, and that's what made me actually go to the GP. It wasn't actually the most obvious things for me. It wasn't at all. It was a few things that I went, oh, okay, all right. Had never realised that. And those were the triggers that I went, okay, I am actually going to have a chat with the GP and ask to go forward for an assessment. That was my decision.
Excellent. Thank you, Lara.
Thank you.
It's
been lovely.
Yeah, it's been really nice again. But actually, I fancy going to the pub now.
Shall we?
Yeah, let's do that.
A Diet Coke for me.
Yeah, that's a whole different conversation.
No, there's an episode, the alcohol episode. I think we might look at that one soon.
Yeah, okay. Maybe next time.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think. But in the meantime, if you have any thoughts or any questions, please send them through to us on any of our social media or any of the podcast channels or on YouTube, where we also are. And because we'd really like to hear from you. What do you think? Yeah, we're not doctors. We're not medical people. We just
get it.
We just get it.
We get it. We understand. Let's chat.
We're living it.
Anyway, back to the point.
If you or someone you know has been affected by the issues discussed in this episode, support is available through the helplines on screen and in the episode description. For our international listeners and viewers, please visit findahelpline.com. If you'd like to sponsor a future episode, drop us an email and we'll get back to the point with you. A big thank you to our episode sponsor, For Buck's Sake Podcast Studio.